But first up, he is the Democratic congressman from Minnesota's 3rd District who last week announced his campaign to run in the primary against Joe Biden for the 2024 presidential nomination for the Democrats, Dean Phillips. Dean. First of all, I saw you run out here. Is that a slight at Biden? Is that I mean, come on. I get the subliminal message there.
I think it was just a coincidence.
Okay, I know. I can run, everybody.
Yeah.
Unlike certain other people I won't mention. Now you said you endorsed me last week. Yeah. Well,
sort of. It was a little bit of a kind of a.
Well, I could. You know what? I endorsed, really, I never heard of you before last week.
You and 300 other,
right, I know.
300 million Americans?
Yes, okay. So I endorsed the idea.
Oh, the idea, okay.
Because I did an editorial a couple of weeks ago calling him Ruth Bader Biden.
I saw that, yeah.
And look, we both struggle with the same thing. We like Joe Biden, right?
Absolutely.
And we think he's done a good job.
A wonderful job.
Okay. And Ruth Bader Ginsburg did a good job.
Outstanding.
But did not know when to quit.
Yes.
And that's why you're here.
That's why I'm here.
Okay, so I read the polls like you do. That's what's alarming. I mean, Trump is winning people under 30. People under 30, thank God they don't vote.
83.
Right? You're right.
Okay. 83% of Democrats under 30 want a different nominee.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of politicians lie, but the numbers don't.
And it's not like others aren't doing this in a sort of a shadow campaign. I mean, Gavin Newsom, our governor, seems to be all over the world.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, and there's... okay. They're going to the battleground states in the primary. They're really doing it. I feel like at least you are honest, and you're saying, no, I'm going to do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. I mean, we still, by the way, there are 21 of us on the ballot in New Hampshire. If you're 35 years old, you were born in the United States, you can go there, bring a $1,000 check, and become a candidate for President of the United States of America. Thank goodness, Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
But you don't really want to do this for yourself necessarily, right? You were just saying somebody needs to do this.
I spent a year encouraging, pass the torch.
So if you had the power to appoint someone to do this job of running as the Democratic nominee and getting the nomination from Biden, who would it be?
You. Judgment
counts. So that was not a good start on that. But come on, who really?
I called Gretchen Whitmer. I think she would be an outstanding president. Yes, exactly.
And she's one of those who's running a shadow campaign.
Yeah, look at it, Bill. Everybody's waiting until 2028.
Right.
And I'm making the contention to all of you tonight that I'm not sure that we will have a 2028 election in the way that we expect them if the inevitable happens and it is President Biden against Donald Trump. I mean, the numbers are astounding, everybody. And if we don't start to acknowledge that, there's this bizarre and very dangerous culture of silence in Washington, in certain political industrial complex circles. That is dangerous. I mean, dangerous. And we are putting blinders on. It'll make 2016 look like a joyful year. And I mean
so what about our governor here, Gavin Newsom? Now, this state is a little too woke for me.
That's what I understand.
Anybody. It's a little crazy, but I like Gavin. I really do. I mean, I think he's really smart, good politician.
I agree.
I'd like to, if he ran, I think he'd, of course, have to move to the center, which I think would be great. Also, may I suggest this? The party, I like Kamala Harris also. I'm not a Kamala hater, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't seem to have worked.
No, sadly, the vice president's approval ratings are lower than the president's, 33% versus 37%, which are historic lows to begin with. And to answer your question, the more the merrier. It's still not too late to jump into this race. I wish we had more competition instead of a coronation. This is not that difficult, and I don't understand why people are so hesitant to do what the country needs so desperately. And I know nobody knows me yet. You will soon. But I promise.
No,
But you know what? There's a great blessing in politics, actually, to be unknown, because the baggage is awfully heavy for people, including your governor, including others. But to answer your question, I called candidates who I'd say are more proximate to the race. They wouldn't take my call. They had their political people take the call. They asked me not to use their names. You know, when I say every, most of my colleagues talk about this every day in hushed tones in the hallways. But then it's saying the quiet part out loud, which might be my campaign slogan.
Part of the hushed tones is about Kamala Harris. But here's the thing with Gavin Newsom. The Constitution says you can't have the president and vice president from the same state. So if he runs, it can't be Kamala Harris. So that's kind of a gentle way of getting out of that problem.
Yeah, that's which.
I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there.
And I have to say, I don't know if you noticed, I'm being attacked a little bit. You know, stones thrown and
by the Biden people.
By the Biden people, yeah, and a lot of attacks. which by the way, I don't mind one bit. Actually, I take the attacks easily. The one that's really hurting badly is people are saying I look like you.
Especially,